Hello students, how are you today? It's Dr. Wheeler again, and I hope you're having a great day at school, learning a lot, having fun doing so. Today I'm going to read you a story about Otis and the puppy. I did read a story to you about Otis not long ago, and you may have seen it, but that was about a calf that came to live on the farm. And this one is called Otis and the Puppy. And it is written by and illustrated by Lauren Long. Otis and the Puppy. And you'll recall that Otis is the name of the little red tractor. It was springtime on the farm where the friendly little tractor named Otis lived. The flowers bloomed, the trees were filled with leaves, and the farm buzzed with the joy of a new season. There were fields to plow and crops to plant, and Otis was right in the middle of it all, working hard. But-but-but-dee-chuff, but-but-but-dee-chuff, but-but-but-dee-chuff. And you'll see there's the calf from the other story that I read you. When the workday was over, Otis, the little calf, and all their farm friends loved to play hide and seek. Otis loved to be it, counting 1 putt, 2 puff, 3 puttity, 4 chuff. As his friends ran to hide, when he reached 10, it was game on, and Otis motored here and there looking for his friends. You see Otis over here hiding, or has his back turned to the rest of them, and they're all running to find a place to hide. You may remember Mud Pond from the first story I read you. He found the little calf hiding in a deep thicket of wildflowers. Not hidden very well, is he? He found the ducks hiding in Mud Pond. They're not hiding well either. And he found the bull hiding in the haystack. Somebody needs to teach these animals how to hide. Otis and the animals would play until the sun disappeared behind the trees, making sure to be home before darkness fell. One evening, the farmer gathered everyone up in front of the barn and gently placed a burlap sack on the ground. The sack began to wobble, tumble, and roll. It sat up, it stretched to the sky and went, "Ow, ow, ow." What could be in there? Then out popped a little head. See the bag? A puppy. The puppy shook his ears, raised his head to the sky, and yelped out another, "Arr! Arr! Arr!" Then he burst out of the sack and romped around, greeting everyone with wet kisses. He wriggled from head to toe, and his spotted tail wiggled and wagged and wagged and wiggled, and the farm animals smiled as they watched their happy new friend. And then, as quickly as he had jumped out of the sack, he wobbled over to Otis, leaned on his tire, yawned, slouched, and plopped off to sleep. Puppies will do that. They'll play hard and then they go straight to sleep. The farmer put an old doghouse in front of the barn, scooped up the sleepy puppy, placed him in his new home, and said, "Good night, little pup." Otis The little calf and all the animals filed into the barn for a good night's sleep. Otis yawned and nestled into his stall. He was thrilled to have the little puppy on the farm, and he smiled as he drifted off to sleep. Puff, puff, puttity, zzz. All of a sudden, he awoke to a pitiful whimper. The whimper turned into a whine, and the whine into a yelp. It was the puppy. It was dark as midnight. Otis took a deep breath, clicked on his headlights, and putted out to the doghouse, where he found the puppy trembling with fear. He was afraid of the dark. With a chuff, Otis invited him into the barn, where the puppy curled up and fell fast asleep. And from that night on, the puppy would slink from his doghouse into the barn with Otis, where he felt safe. Sitting right there on Otis. And after a day of working on the farm, the two friends would play hide and seek with the others. One day, while it was Otis's turn to be it, he sat counting to 10 while the others hid. 1 putt, 2 puff, 3 puttity, 4 chuff. But the puppy had something else on his mind. Can you tell what that is? Puppy's looking at it. It's a butterfly. He's chasing a butterfly. Otis finished counting, peeled out, and motored here and there. Put, puff, puttity chuff, put, puttity chuff, swerving and darting and skidding as fast as he could go to find his friends. He found the little calf behind the old apple tree, and the ducks hiding in a scraggly growth of honeysuckle. And he found the massive bull trying his best to hide behind a lone dandelion. But where was the puppy? Still chasing that butterfly. Otis and the animals searched high and low. Even the farmer came to help. But they couldn't find the puppy anywhere. The puppy looks a little bit worried. What's happening? It's getting dark. And do you remember? The puppy is afraid of the dark. Finally, the farmer stopped the search. "It's getting dark," he said. "Let's continue the search in the morning light." By the time they reached the barn, it was already quite late, and all the animals went right to bed. Yet Otis couldn't sleep. His heart ached deep inside his engine. He knew how scared of the dark his new friend was, and he was worried that the puppy had wandered into the forest. He putted over to the barn door, looked out into the night, and sighed. Like the little puppy, Otis, too, was afraid of the dark. But he knew what he had to do. He clicked on his headlights and puffed out into the night. There he goes with his headlight. Just inside the forest, Otis stopped dead in his tracks. The sounds of the night crackled, thumped, and croaked all around him. His heart pounded and he shook like a leaf, Every part of him wanted to turn and run back to the farm, yet he knew his friend needed him. So he closed his eyes and began to count. 1 putt, 2 puff, 3 puttity, 4 chuff. By the time he got to 5, Otis felt a lot calmer, and when he hit 10, it was game on. He peeled out and motored here and there. He swerved and darted and skidded and flashed his headlights everywhere in the dark night. He circled and crisscrossed the forest, making sure to see every possible place a puppy could hide. I think I see 2 animals, their shadows anyway. Do you? Do you see those animals? I think there's a squirrel here, and I think that's an owl. Finally, his light shined across an old hollow log with a little spotted tail poking out of the end. The puppy was whimpering softly, too scared to come out, but when he heard Otis, he squealed with joy. Arr, 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 arr. He wriggled and wagged and wiggled right out of that log. He squealed and cried and covered Otis's face with kisses. Then the 2 friends began to make their way home. They stood tall together as they passed through the dark forest, and somehow the night sounds no longer felt so frightening to them. How many animals do you see? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I bet that's a deer. I bet that's a fox. Rabbit? Maybe a baby fox? And of course, there's the puppy. On the farm, a warm, safe bed awaited them. Before long, a new day would arrive, full of bright sunshine, work, and play. The end. All righty, so what does this story tell us? What is the most valuable thing that happened in this story between Otis and the little puppy? They loved and trusted each other, didn't they? And Otis wasn't about to let that little puppy stay lost. Even though he was afraid of the dark, he went out looking for that little puppy. Otis is a pretty good guy, isn't he? Yes, he is. Well, I think you can talk about this story amongst yourselves. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Be good, learn your lessons, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.